Hi guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. Some of you have inspired me lately to record this video and I'm so delighted and grateful for you to do this. I know how many people in this program battle to do the worksheets every day, especially at the beginning, to do pretty much to do the program properly. And so also to do everything, which is, to do the worksheets, to do the MP3s or online videos, and to be on the webinars and ask questions and use your accountability partner and mastermind group. I know how many of you have difficulties with it when you get started, and that's because your paradigm doesn't want you to get your results. That's it. And so today I want to share with you how to deal with this, what to do when you don't feel like doing the worksheets, when you don't feel like showing up at the webinars, or maybe there's all the things in the world that stop you from doing the worksheets and the MP3s every day and reading your goals and using your accountability partner. It's like, everything is against you, and I want to explain to you what to do with this. So first things first, we need to get connected to our why. Why am I in this program? If you don't have the why, if you don't have the strong goal, what's the purpose? So first, it could be your goal, or it could be something that you strongly feel that you want to change, like your confidence, like your relationships, something that didn't work in the past, and that's why you're in this program and you're committed to make a shift. So here's what you do. You close your eyes and you read out your goal, or you write out your goal, and you really put yourself in this goal with every bit of emotion. It's like, let's say, you imagine yourself having that dream income that you want, having that dream lifestyle, having pretty much the opposite or the multiplication of what you have right now, and really feel into it. Put yourself, maybe write out a day of your life when you have that goal manifested, and really read it out loud, close your eyes, and put yourself into the feeling of this goal. Allow your imagination to walk you to what you truly desire, because what you can picture at the screen of your mind is yours, and you deserve it, but your paradigm is not going to let you do it unless you recognize the paradigm and punch it in the face. So first thing that you need to do is get connected with your goal. Really write out the day of you having achieved your goal. Play it on an MP3 or read it out loud, and really put yourself into the feeling of having it. And then ask yourself, how much do I want this on a scale of 1 to 10? How much do I really want this? And most of the time, if you really go for what you truly want, you're going to be a scale of pretty much close to 10. And that's the first thing that you need to do. Whenever you feel like, not to do the work, like skip it, wing it, not to show up at the webinars, just do it partially, halfway, whatever, because that will actually show up in your results. So your results will be exactly direct reflection of what you're doing on a daily basis. The only thing, guys, that you're battling with is the discipline. The only thing you need to master is disciplining yourself to do the work every day. Everything else has been worked out for you for the last 55 years of Bob's teachings, and it's as simple as something that you can teach to a child. So the first thing is to get connected to your goal. Then the second thing what you want to do is really look at your current result in the area that you have your goals, whether this is your income, whether this is your career, whether this is your love life, whether this is your fitness, and then look back a year before and maybe 2 years before and see how that's changed, and then roll it forward in your mind 5 years from now and imagine it. And that imagination is probably not going to be pleasant, because it's going to be more of what you have right now. And then ask yourself a question. Am I willing to settle for this? Am I willing to live this life until I die? Because if I don't do something different right now, it's never going to change. And I can forget about all my goals. Now that is emotional impact, guys. If you do these 2 exercises, you're going to have the meaning to do the work, pretty much. And the second thing that you want to understand is you are infinite, and you have infinite potential, and that desire that has appeared to you as a goal or desire to change is coming from your infinite nature. And when your mind can picture this, it's possible for you, but you have to understand that you have programming that came from your environment that does not want you to get there. So that programming, the paradigm, is going to give you all sorts of excuses. Well, I need to spend family time with others. I don't have time in my diary. Maybe I can do it halfway and still win at this and all that stuff. I promise you this, I've tried it. I tried to wing it at the beginning, and lots of other consultants tried it. And some people went on a call with Bob Proctor once, and they were like, how do we make ourselves to do worksheets every day? So this is what Bob actually, what Bob said to us. Well, first of all, if I gave you $1,000,000 on hand, would you be doing worksheets every day? And everybody was like, yes. Well, then imagine that that goal of yours, that C-type goal, or that very thing that you want to change finally, that's your $1,000,000. And I can guarantee you, if you discipline yourself, if you punch through your paradigm every day and you do the work every day, you're gonna get it. And Bob has spent 55 years on figuring this out for us. You don't have to work that hard. You can just use this simple process every day and make things happen for you. So here's the explanation of why we need to do both recordings and worksheets, and not just one, and webinars. Okay, you've got to be at webinars, you've got to ask me questions. Otherwise you're doing self-study, and self-study is not effective because your paradigm is going to try to wing it every single minute and will stop you from making shifts, I promise you. So here's the explanation. The reason why we watch videos or we listen to MP3s is to change our thinking, and by constant repetition of it, you basically implant the 500 most successful people in the world at the times of Andrew Carnegie, including Bob Proctor. You basically plant them in your head, so you start thinking like them. Now, thinking, as you know, stays in conscious level. It doesn't make any difference unless you impress it to the subconscious and you apply it. So the worksheets take the new thinking and they allow you to apply it to your current life and current situation. So imagine that if you just do the listening or watching, you're doing half of the job and you're not going to get the same results. I promise. You can try it. I've tried it, it doesn't work. You've got to do it all. Now, here's the reason why you should talk to me on a regular basis. So show up at the webinars every week. The reason for this is I help you to apply this knowledge. So when you do self-study, you might be very much trying to be in the comfort zone, and you may not want to look at the paradigms that really need to be changed. You know, when you do your knowing, doing gap in lesson 2, you might be looking at the paradigms that are easy, but your paradigm is going to try to wing it every single time. Whenever it has opportunity, it's going to try to stop you from really doing the things that where you're going to achieve discomfort and terror barrier. For that, you need to be online with me, asking me questions. Regardless how silly they may be, you've got to ask me questions. How do I make this work for myself? If you feel stopped with anything, how do I go past this? If you feel stuck with ideas, how do I change it? You've got to ask me those questions. It's my job to help you to apply this material. If you try to do it on your own, you may as well go and buy yourself a random online course and get no results, because that's what's going to happen to you. And I'm not being mean, I'm being real. And my purpose here is for you guys to really get your goals. I don't want you to do it halfway. I don't want you to get stuck. I mean, you will get stuck, but I don't want you to get minimum. I want you to get maximum. I want you to get everything you truly want, because I know you can. The biggest battle you will have is discipline every single time, and doing it the way Bob designed it to do. So your paradigm is going to try to wing it, do it your own way. Your paradigm is going to try to avoid doing some parts of the program. And in that time, you've got to play this video, and you've got to really repeat this video over and over again until you reconnect to what's right. And finally, I want to just share one thing. So when you slip, okay, because you will slip, at the very beginning, introducing doing the worksheets and doing the videos every day and reading your goals, that's a new habit. So your paradigm is not going to want it to be in your life, and it's going to give you all sorts of excuses. You know, family is more important, stuff is more important, I have no time. I promise you, when you make a firm decision as that infinite being above your paradigm, you make a decision, this is my goals, this is my why, I'm going to make time, then suddenly time shows up for you. But I want you to know what to do when suddenly you slip. And maybe you slip even for a few days or a few weeks. You never ever go into beating yourself up. Beating yourself up is a paradigm, actually. And what it does, it stops you from pursuing the action going further and makes you hide. So as you can see, beating yourself up is actually a defense mechanism of the paradigm to stop you from achieving the goals that you want. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you. I really want you all to win, and you have to know what's required to win. You cannot do it halfway. And every single time if you slip, you've got to reach out to me, to accountability partner, to your mastermind group, and you've got to ask your accountability partner to hold you to account. Don't wait for them to chase you. You've got to ask them. It's like, as uncomfortable it is, you have to say to them, hey, I know I want to do it every day. I want to do this new habit every day, but my paradigm doesn't want it. Can I text you once a day that I've done it? If not, chase me up and shake me up. Literally, you've got to ask for it. Don't think that, your accountability partner has a crystal ball and is going to know what's going on with you. You have to put yourself out there. Also, when you feel that there is an action step that you should take towards your C-type goal that you're afraid to do, you also have to state it, and don't wait for someone to pick it out of you. You have to state it. It's like, I remember when I was extremely afraid to do speaking in public, but I felt inside of me that it's right for me. I stated it to my coach and he held me to account, and that's how I moved forward, because I was so afraid to do it on my own. And you have to pull yourself up with those habits, with those actions that intuition is already giving you to take action step towards your goal, and your paradigm is trying to hide, and your paradigm is trying to hold you in the comfort zone. You have to step out. You have to be like, I want this, my C-type goal, I want this change, I'm gonna have it. I'm paying for this, I'm gonna do it 100%, and even if I slip, I'm not gonna allow my paradigm to hide. I'm just gonna say it to Eva, because look guys, I will never ever judge you, and I will never ever beat you up for this, because I'm telling you, it's just your paradigm that's doing this for you. I never do this because I understand your paradigm is one and you are something else. It's like, you want your goals, your paradigm doesn't. And I know that you will be up against the battle all the time. So I'll never judge you, I'll pick you up. So whenever you get stuck, you've got to talk to me. Show up at the webinar, text me, message me, and ask me for support. So I hope you guys got something out of this, and I hope you will reconnect with your why, with your goal, with what you're really committed to change. And you'll do like pretty much 150% in this program, because you're only taking 6 months of your precious life to create a program in your mind that can get you everything you want. It can change any habit, it can change any result, it can attract the love of your life, it can multiply your income, it can have the body that you truly always wanted, it can create habits that make you achieve your C-type goal pretty much like brushing teeth. And that's why literally that 6 months is really worth your effort. And never allow the paradigm to stop you. Whenever the paradigm tries to stop you, recognize it, say it, thank you, I don't live that life anymore. I'm going to talk to Eva and I'm going to get back on track. So I hope that gave you some tools, and every single time if you ever catch yourself, I'm feeling stopped doing worksheets, participating in the webinars, I feel like I want to do it my own way, I'm going to wing it, whatever, please recognize this is paradigm. And when you do this and you allow paradigm to control you, you're not going to get your C-type goal, and it's just going to be painful. So please, please, please recognize it and get over it, and watch this video every single time you feel tempted to do it your own way. Okay, thank you, have a fantastic day, and I have my fingers and toes crossed for every single one of you all the time. Take care.